Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and welcome back to another instalment of the Now Review. And it's that time again, so quickly as well. We've got another yearbook on our hands to take a look at today, and as always with the yearbook releases, we're going to be looking at the special edition CD and the 3 LP vinyl set as well. So sit back, relax, and may I present to you the rather orange Now Yearbook 79. So I think this was quite a surprise to a lot of people. They'd gone back to 1980, and I think by that point everyone thought they're going to finally continue with the 1980s, surely. But no, we're going further back to 1979, the peak year, I guess, of the disco era, or certainly one of them. It's the first 70s yearbook, and let's have a look at this cover. Very orange, as I said, a few noticeable things. The font has changed, the whole layout. If you remember, the other yearbooks sort of go with the 80s now style, whereas this one definitely adopts a more 70s tone. I mean, the word yearbook is presented in that oh-so 70s font, you know, the one as is the number 79. You got a star there. There were a lot of stars flying about in the disco era, and it feels very like 1979, feels very disco. And you'll notice at the bottom that there is no rainbow strip as there is in other yearbooks. However, if you look closely at the cover, there's like different shades of red and orange. If you look at the bottom, it's red, by the top it's orange. So there is some sort of shading going on there. But yeah, orange and purple, interesting colour combination. Looks alright though. Looking at the spine, obviously this is the special edition yearbook, it's a bit chunkier. Again, full on with the 70s text, the full spelling of 1979 as well. Looks really nice on the shelf compared to the other yearbooks. But now let's flip it on over and take a look, as always, at that all-important track list. So CD1, we're kicking off with Queen and Don't Stop Me Now. Excellent track. Didn't that technically come out in 1978 on the Jazz album? Or maybe it was a single in 79, I'm not sure. The Police with Walking on the Moon, nice tune there. The Boomtown Rats with I Don't Like Mondays. Kate Bush is here with Wow, she's been like the revival of the year if you like. Ian Jury and the Blockheads with Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick, yes, it sounds as corny as it sounds. Blondie with Heart of Glass, one of their biggest hits of course. ABBA with Gimme Gimme Gimme, excellent tune. Chic with Good Times, one of the disco bangers. Sister Sledge, We Are Family, so many good songs, man. Earth, Wind and Fire with September. Gloria Gaynor with I Will Survive. They keep coming. Village People with YMCA, you gotta have a bit of cheese on there. Donna Summer with Hot Stuff. Queen of Disco herself. Sparks with Beat the Clock. Gary Newman with Cars. The Flying Lizards with Money. Pretenders with Stop Your Sobbing. Dave Edmunds with Girls Talk. Jerry Rafferty and Night Owl. Billy Joel and My Life, one of my favourite tunes of his. And we finish with Roxy Music and Dance Away. So that's 21 tracks on CD1. CD2 kicks off with Madness and One Step Beyond. I didn't know they got started in the... I always see them as like an 80s act, but I didn't know they got started in 79. The Selector with On My Radio. The Specials with Gangsters. Janet Kay with Silly Games. Gary Moore and Phil Lynott with Parisian Walkways. Meatloaf and Bat Out of Hell, arguably his most iconic track. Electric Light Orchestra with Don't Bring Me Down, love that song. Rainbow with Since You've Been Gone. The Charlie Daniels Band with The Devil Went Down to Georgia. The Knack with My Sharona. The Tourists with their version of I Only Want to Be With You. Squeeze and Cool for Cats. Skids with Into the Valley. Sex Pistols with Something Else. The Clash with their version of I Fought the Law. The Jam with The Eton Rifles. Elvis Costello and the Attractions with Accidents Will Happen. XTC with Making Plans for Nigel. Joe Jackson with Is She Really Going Out With Him. The Cure with Boys Don't Cry. Suey and the Banshees with The Staircase or Mystery. Lean Lovitch, am I saying that right? Or Lenny? I don't know. With Lucky Number. And finishing off with the B-52s and Rock Lobster. So 23 tracks, that takes us to 44. CD3, another ABBA track, Chiquitita. Oh yeah, I guess that was that 79? I suppose it was. Art Garfunkel with Bright Eyes. I believe this was one of the biggest selling singles of the year, obviously from Watership Down, very haunting song. Elton John with Song for Guy, good emotional track there. Sad Cafe with Everyday Hurts. Eruption with One Way Ticket. Amy Stewart with Knock on Wood. Chic with I Want Your Love. Sister Sledge with He's the Greatest Dancer. Donna Summer with Bad Girls. The Crusaders with Street Life. Earth, Wind and Fire with The Emotions, Boogie Wonderland, another classic disco track there. McFadden and Whitehead with Ain't No Stopping Us Now. Kool and the Gang with Ladies Night. The Real Thing with Can You Feel the Force. Edwin Starr and Contact. Leif Garrett with I Was Made for Dancing. The Dooleys with Wanted, or Frantique, whichever, with Strut Your Funky Stuff. Dynasty with I Don't Want to Be a Freak, but I Can't Help Myself. And we finish with the Sugar Hill Gang and Rapper's Delight, another banging tune there. So that's another 20 tracks. That takes us to 64. And then the final disc, we've got Cliff Richard with We Don't Talk Anymore. One of my favourites of his, actually, considering I'm not a big Cliff fan. Neil Diamond with Forever in Blue Jeans. Wings with Goodnight Tonight. ELO with Shine a Little Love. Olivia Newton-John, may she rest peacefully, with A Little More Love. Blondie and Dreaming, great tune by Blondie. Susie Quattro with She's in Love with You. Dr. Hook with When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman. The Corgis with If I Had You. Dollar with Love's Got a Hold on Me. Milk and Honey with Hallelujah, that won Eurovision in 1979 for Israel, of course. The 3 Degrees with Woman in Love. Peaches and Herb with Reunited, very cool, like chilled out bop there. The Commodores with Still. Racy with Lay Your Love on Me. B.A. Robertson with Bang Bang. Village People with their other big hit, In the Navy, great tune. Boney M with Hooray Hooray It's a Holly Holiday. M with Pop Music. Tubeway Army with Her Friends Electric. And The Buggles with Video Killed the Radio Star, which of course ushered in the era of MTV, very prolific. Okay then, so 21 tracks, that takes our total to 85 tracks across 4 discs. A very interesting track list as well, compiling all these songs from 1979. Let's open this bad boy up and see what we've got inside. So of course the discs are sort of housed in this sleeve here, pulling one out. So we've got a nice orange disc, everything, all the lettering's in purple with a white trim. I kind of think yellow goes better with purple color combination. Orange and purple is alright, it just looks a bit, not too sure about it. But all the discs are like this. They're all in actually different shades of orange or red. They gradually get redder, just so you know. But because this is a special edition CD, of course, there is a booklet which gives you a little context on the year of 1979 in pop music, which I always love, like the little history lesson you get. And thankfully, you get all the songs listed here, the chart positions that they reached, when they reached them, and also like chart information, which of course is missing from the main series now, but I'm so glad they survive at least in some small form in these yearbook series. That's always great to see. And as always, you get the quiz. We love a quiz here, the Now Yearbook 1979 quiz, more production information, and some single artwork on the back there, which looks really, really nice, if you ask me. Wonderful stuff. So you can see the disc there, 3 and 4 close up. I've said it before, I love these like book formats for the special edition. I think they're quite robust, they're nice and sturdy, they look great, they feel great. So lovely package there. Just to touch on the track list, CD1 for the most part is the most recognizable. You know, if you want your big hitters, that's the disc to whack on. CD2 I recognize, as I said, like the first half of it, and then gradually as we go forward I recognize less and less. I love that though. I love discovering new tracks for the first time for myself, hearing them for the first time. Some tracks I merely don't recognize the name, but then I put them on and I'm like, oh yeah, I know that. But there's a great selection on here. I will make note that several of these tracks do appear on the recently released Now 12-inch 70s. However, naturally on that album it's in their extended form, so if you want the radio edits like the shorter version, then a lot of the songs I read out to you this time will appear on Now Yearbook 79. So this special edition CD, you can get it from HMV, places like that. I believe it retails for £15.99. There is a standard CD, of course, good to point out, there is 4 discs still. It's all the same tracks, you just don't get the book style casing, you don't get the booklet itself, the information, the quiz, but it is there, and that's about a tenner if you want it. But now, let's move on to the very snazzy vinyl. So we do love a bit of vinyl on this channel, and we certainly love the Now Yearbook. Same cover, of course, blown up a bit. I actually like the vinyl covers when they blow them up a bit like this, just greater detail on the font and title there. Nice shiny logo, very 70s. You can probably see the shading a little bit better there from the orange to red, if you get what I mean. Flipping it around, this is a 3LP as always, so let's have a look at the track list here. So they've gone for Don't Stop Me Now by Queen, Walking on the Moon by The Police, Heart of Glass by Blondie, Gimme 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 by ABBA, A Little More Love by Olivia Newton-John, Wow by Kate Bush, and Song for Guy, Elton John. Now, obviously big names there, a lot of big names. 7 tracks on LP 1 side A. Side B kicks off with Hot Stuff by Donna Summer, Good Times by Chic, He's the Greatest Dancer by Sister Sledge, Knock on Wood by Amy Stewart, I Will Survive by Gloria Gaynor, YMCA by Village People, Ain't No Stopping Us Now by McFadden and Whitehead, and Still by the Commodores. Again, nice mix there, another 8 tracks, so 15 tracks across LP1 in total. LP2 starts off with Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick, because, you know, why would it not? We have I Don't Like Mondays by the Boomtown Rats, Accidents Will Happen by Elvis Costello and the Attractions, Sex Pistols with Something Else, I Fought the Law by The Clash, The Staircase by Suey and the Banshees, Cool for Cats by Squeeze, Gangsters by The Specials, On My Radio by The Selector, and One Step Beyond by Madness. So 10! 10 is a lot of songs to squeeze onto one side of vinyl, and I saw someone point out on Twitter, if they're doing this, it sort of reminds you of the old days before now, like with K-Tel and stuff, they used to squeeze a lot on. I will be interested to hear what the sound quality is like, but if it's not bad, you can maybe do this for main numbered releases on vinyl if you want to. Side B has Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf, Shine a Little Love by ELO, Dreaming by Blondie, Stop Your Sobbing by Pretenders, Girls Talk by Dave Edwards, Night Owl by Jerry Rafferty, My Life by Billy Joel, Gary Moore and Phil Lynott with Parisian Walkways. So that is 18 tracks there, which takes our total to 33 so far. Now let's move on to LP3. We're kicking off with ABBA with Chiquitita, Bright Eyes by Art Garfunkel, Dance Away by Roxy Music, Forever in Blue Jeans by Neil Diamond, We Don't Talk Anymore by Cliff Richard, Hallelujah by Milk and Honey, and Everyday Hurts by Sad Cafe. So 7 tracks. And finally, we have Street Life by The Crusaders, September by Earth, Wind and Fire, Goodnight Tonight by Wings, Rock Lobster by the B-52s, Money by the Flying Lizards, Pop Music by M, Cars by Gary Newman, and Video Killed the Radio Star, again naturally, with The Bugle. So that's another 15 tracks there. So this brings you 48, that's right, 48 tracks across 3 vinyl discs. That's definitely one of the most stacked triple vinyls we've had of the yearbook series so far. So I'll just get one of the discs out. This is LP1, just to show you, in a lovely orange colour. Very fitting, of course. Fits nicely with the front cover. Gorgeous, gorgeous orange. Really nice. Make sure you look after it. But yeah, they all look like this. They all have the logo in the middle. Good stuff. So the track list on this is obviously cut down. You know, the main release has 85. This one has 48. So just over halfway there in terms of available tracks to listen to on vinyl. And I mean, this one retail, obviously this is limited edition. I think there's only a few thousand of these pressed. I think it's somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000, but correct me if I'm wrong. And you can get this from like HMV, and get it from Amazon or your independent music store if they stock new vinyl. It retails for $29.99, so a bit more expensive. But again, if you like to collect your vinyl and you want this, I get it as soon as possible, because they will go and then they will retail on secondhand sites for high prices. I believe that's happened with the first 2 yearbooks, 83 and 84. So yeah, if you want the vinyl especially, get it. But in terms of a final recommendation for this release as a whole, if you love 1979 and like all the disco stuff and the punk scene that was still going on, if you like all those different varieties, then this album is an absolute must pick up. In terms of what version, if you're not bothered about the extra information, like, you know, the chart positions, production information, the quiz, I have to keep mentioning the quiz, you know, if you're not interested in any of that, go for the standard edition version. Again, it's just a tenner. If you like the book format, then obviously there's the special edition for you, all the same tracks. But if you like your vinyl, again, it's just over half of the track list, but, big but, it's a lot of the biggest hits, good selection of tunes, good ordering, but it is limited edition. So if you want that vinyl, get it quick. But yeah, another solid addition into the yearbook series for me. Not my favourite yearbook, I don't think. I'm definitely more of an 80s guy than a 70s guy. I will admit that 79 is a stacked year for big tunes, I'll give you that. But I do really hope they continue forward now. I'd like them to release Now Yearbook 85, carry on where they left off there. But I do wonder, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you think the next yearbook's going to be 85, or are they going to go back even further to 78? But that's all for this installment of the Now Review. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. And subscribe to the channel as well. Subscribe here at AMTV Now. We'd love to have you aboard. Lots of Now content coming, both classic and new. I've been Adam Martin from AMTV. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Ethan Carberry-Holt, Brittany Fan 1999, Bruce Danton, The Broken Kitsumanoid, and Francine Salazar, our AMTV staff members.